I don't even know what this is, and I already know I'm gonna cry. I'm blaming it on the Cancer new moon, and specifically where Cancer's at in my chart. In the past, I usually would go ghost in this moment. I wouldn't show you guys the raw emotional places that I'm at, what I'm dealing with. I don't normally involve you guys into it. I just show you the aftermath after I've come out of my fucking cocoon. And this time around, it seemed different. There's actually a lot of videos where I've recorded myself in the last couple months, but I just haven't posted them just because A, I was too scared. B, I didn't want anybody in my business. C, I was scared. Judgment. This time around felt different, specifically where I'm at right now. Hi, my name is Candace, and this is 11:18. And I'm homeless again. This time around, it's with my son. And it has been a very interesting last couple weeks, to say the least. In this moment, I haven't got any new clients. I've applied to jobs, no responses. I've got a supply to an apartment, got approval, was told to provide $2,000 for a deposit. Couldn't do that. Lost the said apartment, has now put in a new application in another apartment, is waiting for that approval. At the same time, have been living with a friend that has graciously accepted me and my son, but has also said, you need to get out by Wednesday. Today is Tuesday. So we're back at square one. And honestly, when I got the news from the apartment complex telling us that they're not going to go forward with our original application because of deposit, I was kind of just like, I think the last few months have been peppering me for sure of just like, honesty. Hold on. Sorry. I let those dogs in. I saw this video about the new moon and Cancer and how there's going to be a Kazemi with Saturn and Jupiter, and this energy of just Cancerian emotions, femininity, your root chakra, safety. And to be honest with you, when yesterday, what I was going to say is that I got the no, I was very angry with my spirit family, even my internal self, my soul, just because here I am again, like I'm here again, right? Trusting and following and guiding and being, doing, supporting, doing spells, initiating, and I feel like if I'm doing all these things, but yet this is what happens again, oh, I was mad at them. I honestly blocked communication. I said I don't want it. And I went into get shit done mode. Follow up with today. I see that video about the new moon, and it's like I start to hear what I've been feeling the last few days. And it's honestly like no one has subconsciously or cautiously have said, Candace, you're a failure, or what are you doing, or you're doing like all the negative things, right? The people in my life physically that have been helping me have been actually saying the opposite, but it's me. My Saturn and Scorpio, my internal dialogue, I didn't realize how subtle, not the ticking, I didn't realize how subtle and how quiet it is, to where I can see where the stagnicity in my own growth has come into play, especially around my career. And that's only because of my stellium and Libra in the second house. And it bounces back to my third house because this is where I have Saturn, and this is where Scorpio is at. And Saturn is now in Cancer, I believe, or something like that. And Cancer's in my 11th house. So that would be, Aquarius energy, and then Aquarius energy is in my 6th house. So that different dynamics, my root, my family changes. Saturn is a very hard teacher, but when you combine Scorpio with it, they're not supposed to work together, but somehow they do. In the midst of this, it causes intense, drastic changes that makes us have to dive in psychologically to decipher, to then transform, and it's exhausting. But I'm realizing this time I need to utilize that alchemy of water and tears and vulnerability to my advantage, and not let that be the reason why I haven't really been consistent or been like gun-ho and having these little wounds within myself. It's, now that I think about it, right, it's not about money. And if this is a money block for me, it's not about money. It's how do I feel about myself that I am able to receive said money that would attract said clients or opportunities, collaborations, things like that, right? I have to feel like it's safe enough to be that. But it's hard when I was taught not to be that. So even though I think I'm doing that, I'm not really. It's this video because I feel like me showing this side of you, or showing this side of myself to you, it pushes me to be more vulnerable and not have the cookie cutter, this is what, like, no, like, I am going through a lot right now, like everyone else in this world. That this has pushed me to reassess my internal dialogue about how I feel about my own value, my own money, the safetyness. And so if I'm gonna look at it as a spiritual perspective, me being rejected by that apartment was for a reason. I always say that rejection is a form of protection. So I was rejected for some reason, and it had nothing to do about the money. It had everything to do about, I'm not supposed to be there. My energy is not ready for that. I need to clear up some things before I have a home. Because it's the new moon and I have 24 hours to be out of this place, I do want to do a ritual today before I continue on with the rest of my day. I'm going to bring you guys along with me. I'm going to be honest. I know it's a new moon, but I'm going to use this new moon for 2 different reasons, or 2 different ways to do it, but I'm combining them for both. I'm going to write myself a really long letter and really express the sadness and sorrow and regret and fear and anger that I have felt about myself, about being presented in my community, and what does a new community for me mean if I'm leaving behind certain things that don't resonate with me. If I'm really gonna let go of those thought processes and those emotions, I have to allow myself to really purge these things so that I feel not that anymore. And for me, it's my third house, because that's where Saturn is in with Scorpio. It's in my third house, but it's related to my money. Safety is my word. Feeling safe is my word. So one of them's going to be a writing ritual. Another one's going to be an actual water cleansing ritual. I low-key wish, it rained a few days ago, I wish I had actually put a jar out and collected that rainwater to use it for this ritual, but I'm going to get some water, pray over it, and I'm going to use that to cleanse me. I also think I may light a candle. And I'll go into details about what I'm doing so you guys can see, but I'm doing this for healing, and I don't really show you guys this part of me. Like, I think one thing that I will say about a Scorpio, and this is just for me, no one else can really say this, but for me, it's like, give myself a day or two to really purge and cry. And it's those moments where I've actually am deciphering and like going in there and figuring out my emotions and mental stuff to really transform. The next 2 days that you see me or whatever falling by, it's gonna act like I didn't bother me, because it didn't. It showed me where I needed to learn that lesson, and now I upgraded. When it's this deep in depth, and I feel like it's related to how I am gifted, and I start to second guess myself, that's where I need to pause and give myself the clarity that I need. I need to give myself that moment to move forward. And so these rituals, and the first ritual is a cleansing one, really. It's letting go. The second one with the candle really is embracing that is the new moon. I'm gonna bring it all together. Anyway, I just wanted to make this video. I'm gonna try my best to just post. This is helping my Gemini and Chiron, by the way. So, thanks for listening. Watch out for the rituals. Till next time.